Welcome to another exciting episode of Cruise Control Extreme. We're going to head up to Zmax Drag Strip in Charlotte, North Carolina, where Rich caught up with some of the NHRA drivers at the Great Fall Race. Then we're going to head to Denver, North Carolina to Steele Rubber Products at their annual open house and car show, where we caught up with NASCAR driver Kyle Fowler. Finally, we're going to head into the Mustang Corral and install a strut brace on our V8 Mustang. If you remember, we tuned that car, and now we have too much power and not enough stability. So we're going to see if we can fix that problem. Stay tuned. Cruise Control will be right back.
This segment brought to you by, for the highest quality in car restoration, think Steele Rubber Products, steelrubber.com. Call now 1-800-650-6189. For service and integrity since 1976, it's the National Parts Depot. Visit online, npdlink.com. Order today.
For all your radio and communication needs, go to racingelectronics.com.
We use Quantum Towing for all our towing needs. Call 980-328-4160.
I'm John Force, 15-time funny car champ, and you're watching Cruise Control TV.com. Or you didn't want the .com.
Need parts for restoration? Can't find what you need for your classic? Look no further. It's at Carolina Salvage in Rock Hill. Complete cars, engines, transmissions, and so much more. If you want to pull it yourself, visit Carolina U Pull It next door. AC compressors as low as $34.95. Water pumps as low as $7.25. Car guys, it's in Rock Hill at Carolina Salvage and Carolina U Pull It. Call 1-800-845-7098. 234 Porter Road, Rock Hill.
You have transmission problems? Bench-built transmissions of Kannapolis can repair any transmission, including automatic and straight drive. They also repair rear differentials and clutches. Over 30 years experience in the business, they know how to do it right and do it right the first time. They're located on Highway 29 in Kannapolis, just a short distance from Concord or China Grove.
Bench-built transmissions is knocking out the competition.
So if you're having transmission problems, come see Chuck and all the gang at Bench Built Transmissions, 704-933-8727.
Welcome back to Cruise Control Extreme. We're here at Zmax Dragway for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Nationals. Come along with us while we check out the sights and sounds of NHRA full throttle drag racing. We're here with Dave Grubnick, driver of the Optima Top Fuel Dragster. Dave, thanks for coming on with us.
You bet, my pleasure to be here.
So how do you feel about the track today? How's it feeling for qualifying?
Well, you know, the track's good, but what the conditions are, how can I put it, they're a little bit tricky because of the temperature. And that's one thing we're faced with at all these events, is trying to get down a racetrack that's over 100 degrees, 115 degrees. So, you know, it makes it challenging for the crew chiefs, but it's the same for everybody. So, right. But all in all, the tracks are great. You know, this facility's great, the bleachers, everything. But everything that Bruton does is always first class.
It's always top notch.
Yeah.
Now, last night weather was one way. Today it's hot. Tomorrow might be overcast. How do you guys keep on working that?
Well, what we do there is that obviously we'll adjust our engine, the supercharger and so forth, so we can compensate for different atmospheric conditions. Like I said, where it becomes challenging is the track temperature. So once the track temperature gets above 115 degrees, it gets more difficult to try and accelerate these cars down that track. It gets hot, it gets slippery and so forth. So ideally we want track temperatures down around the 90 to 80 degree mark. Then we can really pour the coals to it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any more plans for the end of the year different than what you guys have been doing all season, or?
No, we have the same plans and goals. Every event we come to, our goal is to try and win it. So that's our short-term goal. So, you know, if we achieve our short-term goals, the long-term goals take care of themselves. So, you know, that's what we do at every event, and that's our plan for the rest of the year.
That's a great plan. Well, I appreciate you coming on with us. Thanks for spending some time.
You bet. Thank you.
We're here with Jeff Oren, driver of the DHL Top Fuel Funny Car. Jeff, thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Oh, no problem.
How's qualifying last night, and what are you looking forward to going in today?
So far, so good. On the first run, we were the fourth quickest car. Ran a nice 4:14. conditions got better at night, and we were trying to run probably a high 4.0, but just missed the setup a little bit and running a 4.13, which is still a good run. It's in the top half of the field, still number 8. Conditions today going to be a little warmer. I don't know if you're going to see those 4.0s like we saw last night, but should be able to see some low to mid 14s, and that's what we're going to try and do. Go down the track a couple times, try a few things here. The field's not that big and we're guaranteed, so do a little testing for tomorrow and see what we can get away with.
Right, and now tomorrow they're calling for overcast, and that changes everything again, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. A lot of people don't understand, like they think the air conditions play a big part in how fast you can go, but in reality it's a track temperature. You know, if the track's 80, you can go 402, and if it's 85, you can go 405, and if it's 90, you're going to go 407, and you can't get around that. So, like I said, more overcast, cooler conditions means you can go quicker, but we got a pretty good setup on our DHL Toyota, so got a lot of confidence going in.
That's a good thing. How much horsepower does the hot rod make?
You know, they're all saying now 9,500, 10,000 horsepower is a pretty normal number, so superchargers and fuel systems have come a long way lately, and I'd say that 10,000 number is pretty close.
Wow, it's about the same between a top fuel dragster and a funny car. Is there much difference? Is there any difference?
Not a bunch. I mean, the basic engine combination is the same. Superchargers are the same. Just top fuel cars run a little quicker. You know, you get the motor on top of these rear wheels in a top fuel car, so you can hit a little bit harder with power, and they're going to accelerate a little harder because of the traction. But from half track on, the funny car actually runs a little bit better in mile an hour. Like, it picks up more mile an hour in the back half. But you just run them a little harder, maybe a few more % nitro and a few more degrees in the timing, and that's about it.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us, and I wish you luck today.
No problem. Thank you very much. Great being on the show. Thanks.
I'd like to welcome Ron Capps to Cruise Control Extreme. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good to have you on. How was qualifying last night? How was the track? And
track's always good here. Zmax, there's no worry that you're not going to have a good track. It's obviously when he built this place, Bruton, he let out no stops, and he always does. So it's no excuse because of the track. We did try to go for it pretty hard last night and spun the tires. Right now we're 12th, and we'd like to move up the top half and at least have lane choice tomorrow. Other than that, everything's great.
Feel good about the qualifying runs today? Is the weather change or anything going to affect?
It's going to be warmer today, so it's going to be harder to move up, but that's where the confidence I have in Ron Tobler and our Napa team is. I don't care what the weather is. I feel like we have the best car on the grounds, and that gives me a lot of confidence as a driver. And you know, tomorrow they're calling for possibly some overcast skies, and we saw what last year happened.
Right.
You get overcast skies here at Zmax, and you're going to see records fall. So I have a crew chief in Ron Tobler that can adapt to both those, and is usually pretty good at them.
So you think if things are good, Ron can give you enough horsepower to maybe set a record? You guys think that you could?
He makes plenty of horsepower. The trick is out here is the clutch package and how you apply it, and that's where you separate the cream and from the cream of the crop from the rest of crew chiefs, is how to adapt and harness that horsepower. If you could say it, the worst crew chiefs out here, if you could even say that, because they're all good, the worst ones out here still make 10,000 horsepower.
Right.
It's a matter of getting control of it, and that's where I think I've got the best in the business.
That's a good thing. Do you think there's a ceiling on the horsepower with these cars? You think it's going to come to a point where you're not going to make more power, it's going to be other things that make the cars go faster? Or
I think it's a natural progression with what we've got with ignition, you know, with what we have with our MSD boxes and the way that we can burn that fuel. You know, we're almost burning 100 gallons a minute of fuel, and I think with the superchargers and everything just evolving, I think NHRA they're slowly putting a cap on everything and trying to keep it cost down and trying to keep it so that the horsepower stays a certain way. But it's tough to do. These crew chiefs they're mad scientists in a way. They're so sharp at making power that they'll get right around it pretty quick. So
it seems like every time NHRA limits a gear or shortens a track or changes a wing angle, within a couple of races, the crew chiefs have the cars almost running where they were.
Yeah, and you know, Goodyear, they do a good job of keeping a good tire because it goes through a lot of stress. So it's one of the best tires in America, I guarantee you that. Especially go 10,000 horsepower and stay connected to the track. So hopefully they put somewhat of a ceiling on it, because running to 1,000 foot at 320 miles an hour is quite fun.
Well, I appreciate you coming on with us, and I wish you good luck today.
You bet. My pleasure.
Thank you. We're here with Doug Coletta, driver of the Mac Tools Top Fuel Dragster. Thanks for coming on with us.
No problem, yeah.
Getting ready to go back out there?
Yeah, it's going to be our first run of the day here, and conditions look pretty good, so we're hoping to have a good run.
Track temp's going to be good for you guys to make some power and get down the track. And
I think so. Yeah, we ended up 4th after yesterday, and yeah, the guys seem to have somewhat of a handle on this thing here, so we'll see what we can do with it. I think there's like 17 cars. Right now we're, I think, 4th, so we're hoping to move up a little bit today.
Do you think you can move up with the change from weather from last night?
I think so. The track seems pretty good. This is a great facility. We love coming to Charlotte. It's probably the nicest facility on the circuit that we run. So
Bruton spares no expense when he builds a track.
Yeah, you're right about that. We're happy to be part of it. Just hope that glad he likes drag racing as much as he likes NASCAR racing. So
it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, I appreciate you taking a minute with us.
All right,
thank you for coming on.
Anytime.
I'd like to welcome Brandon Bernstein to Cruise Control Extreme. Thanks for taking a minute with us.
Yep, you got it.
So tell us, how was qualifying last night? How's the car?
Qualifying's good. Our Protect the Harvest team ran an 382, so that put us at 5th right now. Today is a little bit different. Obviously, sun's been out all day, so we'll see what it'll run. But we ran pretty well last night.
Now tomorrow they're calling for a little overcast, so that changes everything again for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? I mean, you never know with the weather. So we could come out tomorrow and it'd be sunny again like this. So, but yeah, if it is a little cloudy, then you'll see some better times. But today will be interesting to see what we can get down the track with this sun being out all day.
What's the plan for the rest of the season now? You guys stick to what you've been doing?
Yeah, we're just going to try and grind at it. We're in the countdown, obviously, so, points are crucial right now. So with the next 6 races, we just have to go out and, be consistent and try and go rounds and just accumulate the most points that we can, and hopefully we get a championship out of this.
Do you go conservative, or is conservative not an option?
No, it's not really an option right now. I mean, the way that we're all running, nobody's conservative. The top fuel class is so tight right now. It's really anybody's game. So we just gotta focus in on going rounds and try and run the best we can.
Well, I wish you luck with that.
All right, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on with us.
Yep, you got it. Thanks a lot.
We're here with Alexis DeJoria, driver of the Tequila Patron Fuel Funny car. Thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you.
So, how was qualifying last night? What did you think of the track?
Well, our first run, we went out and dropped a few cylinders, so it slowed us to a 419, which was pretty good. We ended up 7th after the first round. Going to the second round of qualifying last night, which the conditions were better, definitely could have ran a 4.0. But we went out and on a good run, and we ended up smoking the tires about half track, so I had to shut it off, and we got bumped out, unfortunately. But we've got 2 more rounds today, and we're going to try and get this Tequila Patron Toyota Camry in the show.
How do you feel about it, though? You feel good about what the track's going to bring you?
Good. Yeah, Dell's my crew chief.
You can't go wrong with a guy like that on the wrench, right?
No, he's awesome.
And now tomorrow they're calling for a little overcast, a little change in the track.
That's good.
Fast cars?
Yeah, for sure.
And now this year, running for Rookie of the Year. Was that any added pressure, or?
It was in the beginning. Now I'm kind of like, whatever happens, happens. We're up against some pretty tough competition as well, and we've made it to a final. We've ran some good numbers, but whatever happens, happens. So
all a
I'll be here
stepping
for a
stone.
long time. It's not going to change my attitude whatsoever.
That's good to hear. Well, I appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Bob Tasca, welcome to Cruise Control Extreme.
All right, great to be on with you guys.
Great to have you on. Tell us about qualifying last night and what you guys are getting ready to do now.
Well, we were expecting for a little bit more. I think all the teams out here were hoping for some low 4.0s. Timmy Wilkerson figured it out, went that 4.04, but everyone else was in the 8, 9, 10, and 11 range. We ran a 12, put us in the number 7 spot. Solid run. Track didn't cool down as much as we thought it would last night, but today is what's important. These are the conditions we'll race on Sunday to win the race. You'll have to go down 117, 125 degree racetrack, which is what we'll probably see this afternoon. Still good enough to run a low team, in my opinion. I know that's what we're shooting for, so we'll see what this FordParts.com car can do.
Now they're talking tomorrow could be a little overcast. If you do all that work today, get down there good. What happens tomorrow? Do you have a good build to go forward from there anyway with the cooler conditions?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen the forecast, but if it will be overcast tomorrow, there's no question track temperature will be better, cars will run hotter. So, you know, those that run we made last night will be something that we'll build off of for tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, I wish you luck today, and I appreciate you coming on with us.
Great to be on. All right.
John Force, welcome back to Cruise Control Extreme.
Thanks for having me on. Love your show, and good to be back in Charlotte. The countdown starts right here.
4 cars in the countdown, huh?
Yeah, and that girl of mine, she keeps outrunning me. She did it at Indy, she did it here. I think I got to get rid of about 50 pounds ballast on me. But she's doing well, but so's Robert, Height, and Mike Neff. So it's going to be tough. Tomorrow's a big day, but got one more qualifying run. We'll see it happen.
How's the old hound dog running?
She's doing good. Got a young team here, Dean Antonelli and Danny DeGennaro, and these kids. Been together a couple of years, but the car's starting to show promise. It made the tracks a shootout, which will be running at Dallas, and it made the countdown to the championship, so I got no complaints.
What keeps you going, John, after all this?
Just love doing it. It's the competition, the camaraderie, being out here with all my friends, and my kids are all racing. Brittany will be, next year in Top Fuel, and Courtney in Funny Car right now with Traxxas. That's where I'm going in there to talk to a new sponsor from Stingray right now and see if they have any interest.
Will Ashley be coming back?
Right now, she's got her hands full with Jacob John. He just turned 1 year old. He actually walked at Indy for the first time at the Indy race. That was big.
Congratulations.
Kind of fits the tradition. But she's debating if she's going to have another, and if she does, that'll be another year off. But she's in motherhood right now, giving her that space. She raced for a lot of years, right out of high school, and under the Castrol banner, but she will be back.
Excellent, that's good to hear. Well, I appreciate you spending a couple of minutes with us. I know you're busy.
No, you're good. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. That's all from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Nationals here at Zmax Dragway. We'd like to thank all the drivers that took some time with us. We're going to walk around and continue checking out some racing, but you guys stick around. There'll be more on Cruise Control Extreme.
Attention all veterans. Recently back from deployment, having trouble with the grind of everyday life? Do you want to learn the skills to ensure a successful career? Are you looking to better yourself through higher continuing education? We have the solution. The Manpower to Horsepower Motorsports course. Educational opportunities for military veterans with physical disabilities. At Manpower to Horsepower, we have the right people to help you through everything you're going through as you learn a great career in motorsports and car restoration. Major courses in this program include Introduction to Motorsports Management, Engine and Drivetrain Fundamentals, Motorsports Marketing, Chassis Building, Fabrication, and much, much more. Call now for your information packet at 704-638-9330. Your new life starts today. Call now.
Good evening, folks. I'm Ryan here at 3SX Performance Automotive. Are you looking for a custom automobile, motorcycle, hot rod, import? Come on down and see us. Don't take a chance, folks, on the internet and the bidding sites. Come see the professionals here at 3SX Performance Automotive. From imports to American muscle, folks, we got everything you need right here at 3SX Performance Automotive. And all of our inventory here is certified hot rod ready by our ASC Certified Service Department. Call us at 704-786-7866 or visit us on the web at www.3sxcars.com. 3SX Performance Automotive, when getting from A to B just isn't enough.
in Denver, North Carolina at the Steele Rubber Products annual open house and car show. There are some amazing vehicles up here, including this thing, which I'm not even sure what this is, but it looks like something out of Cartown on Facebook. So come with me. We're going to check out some amazing vehicles. Let's see what's here. I'm here with Shady Grady and his amazing little rat rod here. Tell us about this car.
It's Toyota running gear, 41 Ford cab, homemade bed. It's got Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, military, international, and Harley Davidson in it to get it running. And it's got all them brakes of the vehicle. And
well, it's a Toyota, so it probably still runs.
Oh, yes. I put it on the road 3 years ago, and I got 78,000 miles already on it.
That's amazing. Now, you're taking this to another show next week, is that correct?
My show. My show.
Your show? Well, tell us about that.
It's right down here at Stacy's Restaurant. You know where that's at? Down on 16. You just turn to your right, go through there on Forney Hill till you come to Wingy Hill Road, and then go straight across. And about a mile, you cross the creek, top of the hill, second driveway on the left. We have Shady Grady's acreage. We have Tommy Ray and drag pipes, rockabilly music. We have Ray's barbecue out of Gastonia to cook for us.
Well, that sounds great. It sounds like it'll be a good time with some barbecue and some amazing cars.
And we'll have 12 trophies that we've made ourselves to give away. And I hope this don't get me in trouble, but we got from the best of show to the biggest piece of crap award.
Best of show to the biggest piece of crap. Now that I like, but I don't think this is going to win that award because this has been put together beautifully. And hey, folks, it's a Toyota, so it's still going to run.
Oh, yes. We've had it a little everywhere this summer. I mean, it's been everywhere. And next year we're going to branch out and take it up to Syracuse. And I've had health issues. The reason I didn't go this year, I've got to have a knee replacement and all that. But once I get over all that, get back on the road, my 3 bucket things for next year is to take this and then drive it to Syracuse, drive it to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then the last one of the year down at Daytona to the Turkey Run.
Well, now, how fast can it go? Are you going to be able to hang on the freeway?
Oh, yes. This car will run with anything on the freeway. It'll run 80 to 85 easy, just cruising. And then you punch it and it'll just keep on going.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Shady Grady, for telling us about your Toyota, and good luck taking it to Syracuse. John McBride and his beautiful 69 Dodge Daytona. Tell us a little bit about the history of this amazing vehicle.
Well, I bought the car from a guy in Greenville, South Carolina, who rescued it from being abandoned along the interstate.
Who would abandon a car like this on the interstate?
Well, it was in 1971. They probably still owed a lot of money on it. And it ran out of gas. They said, well, you know, that's it. So they left it, and when they left it, they wadded up some newspaper and threw it in the back seat and struck a match to it and rolled the windows up and drove off and left. Fortunately, it didn't burn the car. It just made a lot of smoke and scorched the rear seat, and the fire department came in and opened the doors and sprayed it full of something that killed every piece of plastic in it, which is basically the whole engine.
Oh, my goodness. Now, how did you come to be in possession of it and restore it to the beautiful condition that it's in now?
Well, the guy that finally got it after it went into the impound yard, I bought it from him, and I sat on it for 20 years. We didn't do anything to it. We decided I wanted to go on the power tour in 2005, so we started in early 2004 to restore it. And being in the Chrysler parts business, over the years I'd saved all the new old stock parts for this car. So when we started restoring it, I had all the stuff that we needed, basically trim work and everything to go with it. And it still took about a year to restore it, because we tore it completely down, rotisserie, the whole business, rebuilt everything, and did what you see.
That's amazing. Now, a lot of you may recognize this car from Disney's movie Cars, because this was the King that Richard Petty did the voice for. Tell us, how much horsepower is this putting out?
375.
375, and how much torque?
About 450 foot-pounds.
In other words, more than you can lay down to the pavement.
Oh, yeah. The car was built for, they built this basic car 2 years. This was a 1969 Dodge, and in 1970 they built the Superbird, which is a Plymouth version of this, in order to get Richard Petty back from Ford, where he went in 1969 because they wouldn't let him drive a Dodge. And the cars were built basically to run at Daytona and at Talladega. That's where they did their thing, because the rear wing, if you set the rear wing blade at 33 degrees, at 130 miles an hour, it puts 300 pounds of downforce on the rear wheels, which makes the car very, very track friendly. And a friend of mine related to me a story when he first went down the backstretch at Daytona. They were practicing, and he and Cale Yarborough were side by side. He said he didn't know who put a move on who, but he wound up running sideways. And he fought the car about halfway down the backstretch, and finally decided to just turn the wheel loose and see what happens, and it straightened itself up. So he said, I learned from there, don't fight it, just let it go where it wants to go.
Definitely, the car knows how to get around the track. Thanks so much for sharing this with us, John. We really appreciate it. This is a beautiful, beautiful and rare machine.
Well, thank you.
We're here with Pete and his... Pete, what is this?
It's a Volkswagen wooden car. The only one like it. They just one.
Now, okay, where's the engine?
In the back.
The engine's in the back.
Yeah.
So what kind of is a Volkswagen engine?
Volkswagen engine, 1600 engine in the back. Yeah.
Okay, now it looks like inside these are kitchen chairs.
Yeah. I ain't through with it yet. I just, I'm going to do a lot more work to it.
Now, what made you decide to go with a wooden car?
Because they ain't nothing like it. And I want something nobody ain't got.
Well, this is definitely unique. This is absolutely amazing. There are no real springs or shocks or things, so how does this ride?
Like a Cadillac.
Like a Cadillac, folks. Well, thanks so much, Pete. This is amazing, and we look forward to seeing you at some other shows.
This is the oldest one here.
Okay, so you own this one?
Yeah, I own this one too. Bugatti.
Yeah, this is a Bugatti over here, so let's walk over here and take a look at this one. I'm particularly fond of the chickens on the hood. Now tell us about your Bugatti. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful.
A 21 Bugatti. It was all the pieces when I got it, junked. And I fixed it up, done all the work on it myself. And, people enjoys it. And I love young'uns that come and sit in, take pictures, and I get votes. And come out good sometimes. Sometimes you come out bad.
Well, this is absolutely beautiful. And, of course, Bugatti has a phenomenal tradition of motoring.
Yeah.
Now, is it fast?
Pretty fast.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Pete, for sharing your cars with us today, and good luck in the show.
You gonna have me on TV?
We're gonna have you on TV.
Well, give me a hug.
We're here with Eric, the Vice President of Marketing for Steele Rubber Products, and this beautiful 1931 Cadillac. Now, as I understand it, this is the car that started your company?
This was owned by Lynn Steele, the founder of our company, and Lynn was a tool and die engineer by trade, but he was also a collector of everything, including cars. And this V12 Master Sedan was his first collector car. So he used his skills in tool and die to make rubber parts because nobody else was making them at the time. So word got out, this guy knew how to make restoration parts, and 50 years later, here we are.
So when you can't find parts for your car, just start a company and make your own.
That's pretty much the way most of the companies in this industry started. Was there was a need for parts, whether it was headers or exhaust pipes or rubber parts. And somebody started a company, and the next thing you know, we have an open house like this.
That's amazing. Now tell us a little more about the types of rubber products that you make and for what types of cars.
We have over 15,000 parts. We make parts for everything from the 1910s up through the 1990s. We make the big stuff like the door weather strip, the trunk weather strip, the window gaskets, but also the little stuff, the pedal pads and the hood bumpers. So what we really try to do is cover the entire car. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for rubber parts.
That's amazing. So it'll keep your car nice and waterproof, keep everything working together. And folks, this is the type of rubber that it's not going to crack and wear out over time. And this is really good quality stuff. So we really appreciate you having this beautiful show today, and thanks for letting us look at this beautiful Cadillac.
Oh, we're happy to have you guys out here, and we'll see you back next year, I'm sure.
That sounds great. In the meantime, check out their website. You can see all the amazing products that they have. And do you have any pictures of this on the website too?
We do. We have the whole history of this on our website, which is steelrubber.com. And we have the history of the company, and we also have pictures of all the cars that we restore. So we have a whole Car of the Week gallery on there that you can check out.
We will definitely check that out. Thanks so much for your time, Eric. Great show today.
Thank you.
I'm here with Billy in his beautiful 1962 Bel Air. Now, I understand that your wife let you build this car?
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a 62 Bel Air bubble top. It's got a 632 cubic inch big block Chevrolet with 1,015 horsepower on pump gas. I built the motor. I fabricated a lot of the car. I had some of the fabrication done by other people, and I just like cars.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I love the two-tone paint job. The blue really brings out the lines of the car. What made you choose such a bold color?
I looked at cars for about a year trying to figure out what color blue I wanted on it, because I knew the car was too big to put one solid color on it to make me happy. I wanted two-tone it.
Well, it turned out absolutely gorgeous. What? Can you crank it up for us? We've had an amazing time today here at the Steele Rubber Beautiful Auto Show. Some fantastic cars, but Cruise Control will be right back after a word for our sponsors. Ooh, hey, there's beer in here. I'm going to take this. I'm here with Kyle Fowler, one of the most exciting new drivers to come up in the racing series since, I don't know, probably Jeff Gordon. You've got so much natural talent, Kyle. Tell us, how did you get to where you are in such a short period of time?
Well, I started racing when I was 4.5 and what they call the quarter midgets, and just started making my way up through there. It's always been my dream to make it to the NASCAR stuff ever since I was about 7. So, like I say, started in the quarter midgets, moved to the Bandolero cars, Legends cars, late models, just progressed up through there, ran some Pro Cup races, a couple ARCA races, and then this year I got the opportunity to race for Indy Hill Racing in the NASCAR Nationwide Series.
That's really exciting. Now, you're one of the youngest drivers in history to be allowed into the Legends Car Series. Is that correct?
Yeah, I started racing that at the age of 12. Typically, it's 14, I believe, but due to my previous racing career prior to that, starting at such a young age, it was they allowed me to get in there a little bit sooner.
Kind of lifted the age limit for you there and snuck you under the wire.
That's right.
Now, you've gotten to drive against some of the big name drivers over the last few years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to race in the NASCAR Nationwide Series against those Cup drivers. You can definitely learn a lot, and you can see what they're doing with the car and what you can learn from that. It's definitely an awesome opportunity on and off the track to be able to go and talk with those guys and that kind of thing.
Now, what has been your biggest challenge coming into this series as such a young driver?
I would have to say just I don't know. I mean, it's all just tough. I mean, we're a lower budget team, so having to go up in there and race against the Cup drivers and the teams that have a little bit more funding. We race the D3 engine, which is about 35 horsepower less than the top teams are running there. So that definitely makes it difficult, but we make the best of what we have.
Well, that makes sense. Now, who is your idol in the racing world? Who is your mentor?
My favorite driver and the driver that I would like to become one day, maybe, as far as driving style and stuff. I know a lot of people don't like him off the track, but Kyle Busch definitely has a lot of talent behind the wheel, and I've been able to go to him and ask him a few questions as well. So that's pretty neat to be able to talk to him and see what he does.
That's wonderful. Now, what are your plans for the 2013 series? What can we expect to see from you, Kyle?
Well, right now I'm planning on working through the off season here, getting towards the off season at least, to find sponsors and everything to be able to race for the Rookie of the Year next year there.
That's a Rookie of the Year. That sounds like a wonderful goal. Now, I understand that you've recently become involved with the Speedway Children's Fund Charities. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Coming up here at this the next race that we're running here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's great to have Speedway Children's Charity come on board with us. There's no better cause in the world. They help needy children and their families with everything you can imagine as far as housing, health care, school, you name it. They help them.
Now, in addition to the Speedway Children's Charities, who else is on your car's sponsor?
Well, it's great to have Speedway Children's Charity on board, but we also have some other great sponsors coming on board with us. Coma Unwind Chillaxation Drinks coming on board with us. It's something not a lot of people have heard of. It's kind of the opposite of an energy drink, as well as Reload Health. It's great to have them on board as well. So got some other great people on board with us, and hopefully we'll have a great run there.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about the technical crew that you have working on your race car. Who's in the pits for you?
Well, I got a great group of guys. David Ingram is a crew chief. Timmy Andrews is a spotter. And we're a lower budget team, so we don't have all the engineers and stuff. So I'm in the shop every day as well whenever we're working on the cars. So it's cool to be hands-on like that and see everything that goes into making one of these cars go fast.
Well, you know, that's a great thing for a driver to do, to really understand how the car is handling. That way, when you're out on the track, something's going wrong, you're able to communicate more effectively back to your team.
That's right.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Kyle. I know that we're going to see amazing things from you in the future. I really look forward to watching your career.
Thanks so much. I'm glad to be on the show.
We're back with our 2009 V8 Mustang. Now, this is the car that we gave the Cook's headers, a new intake, and a custom tune. That custom tune increased our horsepower and our torque. We're putting out over 300 horsepower and 328 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that is awesome. But the problem is all that torque is causing the front end of the car to twist under acceleration, and we're actually cracking the paint on the front bumper. We're going to solve this problem by installing a front strut brace. This is a really easy install. So let's get to it. See how easy this was? Now this should solve our twisting and torquing problem and give us a lot better handling both on the street and if we want to put the car on the track. Now if you're having any problems with your Mustang, or maybe you've got a project that you'd like to see us do, go to our website or find us on Facebook. We want to hear from you so that we can show you the projects that you want to see. Now stay tuned. Cruise Control will be right back.
It only took a moment to lose my two boys. One moment and one bad decision. Hi, I'm Doug Herbert. You might know me from the drag races, but I'm also a dad, and I couldn't let my tragedy go by without finding a way to keep other families from suffering the same heartbreak. So together, with John and James, the classmates, we designed the Brakes program to teach teens and their parents safer driving through hands-on practice. So remember, keep the racing on the track and go to putonthebrakes.com for more information and to join Brakes.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Cruise Control Extreme. If you want to learn more about our great project cars, stay tuned to future episodes because we're going to tell you the story behind all these amazing cars. And if you want to meet us and our cars in person, join us at our monthly cruise-ins where your car could be featured on Cruise Control TV. Don't forget to listen to me, the Car Chick, on the America's Garage radio show. In the meantime, buckle up, be safe, and keep it on Cruise Control.